not down yet?
Well, no, not yet.
Oh dear, I better give him another call. We never had to call him twice in England. He couldn't wait for his wheatie pots. Mr. Patrick, breakfast.
Coming, Nanny.
Oh dear. Mr. Patrick's not himself, you know. It's such a pity we can't get his favourite cereals over here. The sounds of his wheatie pops crackling away always used to act on him like a starter's pistol.
But we've lots of other cereals, Nan.
Yes, there's Shreddy Flakes and Fruity Grains and Toasted Bran Bickies.
But they're not the same as his wheatie pops.
Do you think someone could send some over by plane from London? Or would they explode in midair?
Anything to get your uncle back to his old self again.
You mean his Attila the Hun bit?
Hey, look! What? It's Father's Day on Sunday.
So?
Well, let's have a Father's Day party.
But Dad's in England.
Not for Dad, silly, for Uncle Patrick.
Yes.
Well, he's not our dad, but he's still a dad to Anna and Karen.
Oh, what a sweet thought, Sue. With his own daughters 12,000 miles away, he won't expect it, will he?
No, and it might take his mind off his Wheatie Pops.
Yes, and a good excuse for a party.
A surprise party.
Which we won't tell him about in advance.
Then he won't know.
Shh.
I beg your pardon.
Pardon?
You just went shush.
Yes, well, I was shushing Sue.
Why?
She was whistling.
I didn't hear any whistling. Oh, great heavens, don't tell me I'm getting deaf as well.
Come sit down, Mr. Patrick, and have some toast.
No toast, thank you, Nanny. Just a cup of coffee, no milk. I don't feel at all good today.
Oh, I expect it's just this muggy weather.
Is it? Well, it's quite obvious to me that I don't travel well.
But you've been here for over 3 months.
I know that, darling, but I am an Englishman, born and bred. I miss so many things.
Like what?
Like wheatie pops on a cold, wet morning.
I'd always hoped that I would die at home in my bed.
Die?
You're not going to die, are you?
Of course he isn't, dear. If I'd had a penny for every time your uncle was about to die, I'd be rich. Now, just drink your nice black coffee.
Black, how apt.
But try and force down a toasted brown Bicky.
Yes, go on, Uncle Patrick. It'll give you a lovely shiny coat and a nice wet nose.
Just like the dogs.
Thank you, but no. One loses one's appetite, you know, when you become a martyr to heat bumps. I just cannot get used to having summer in the winter and summer in the summer. It's like suffering from jet lag the whole year round.
Perhaps Dad's doctor could give you a tonic.
Well, Dr. Baker's a very good friend of Dad's.
Really? Oh, well, I might call in and see him then before I am totally beyond repair.
Shall I ring him for you?
No, it's all right, thank you, darling. I still have sufficient strength left to lift the telephone receiver.
Oh, Dr. Baker, he's in the book.
I know he is. Whenever I visit a strange country, I always check on the nearest medical aid.
Nanny, would you describe Uncle Patrick as a hypochondriac?
No, dear, he just thinks there's something wrong with him all the time. I do think his best bedside reading is not a book with a title like Stress, the Modern Killer. Which is why I'm so glad that Father's Day is coming up. It's been a long time since he's really enjoyed that occasion.
Why is that?
Well, at home his expenses are rather heavy in that direction. By the time he's paid for one Mother's Day for his mother and another Mother's Day for the girl's mother, not to mention birthdays and Christmases for all of them, he's really quite glad to let Father's Day slip by without any fuss.
Well, look, this time you won't have to pay a thing.
We're buying.
How?
We'll borrow off Uncle Patrick.
Well, that's what I mean.
No, we've got enough money to...
I didn't hear any whistling.
Did you make an appointment, Mr. Patrick?
And don't change the subject, Nanny. Well, of course, I know you weren't changing the subject, were you? The subject is still the same as it was when I first came in here. Well, the doctor made as light as he could of my symptoms. Well, of course, he'd have to, wouldn't he? Otherwise, I might drive straight to Sydney Harbour Bridge with a piece of rope and a heavy stone.
Oh, you don't need a stone if you jump off the harbour bridge.
No, you die before you hit the water.
Thank you very much. Well, I'll go and finish dressing and go and see the doctor. So you will be able to discuss my chances of survival as much as you like, won't you?
Oh, now, Mr. Pat.
If I should die, think only this of me. There is some corner of a foreign field that is forever England.
What foreign field?
Australia.
Oh, but it isn't foreign and it's bigger than a field.
Take no notice, Elizabeth. To your uncle, foreign means any landmass further south than the Isle of Wight. Now, let's discuss the plans for the Father's Day party.
Right. Well, look, I think we should put one thing on the agenda straight away.
What's that?
Don't say shh.
Now, who are we going to invite?
Well, Helen and George from next door.
Oh, yes, and Dr. Baker.
Dr. Baker.
And what about the Flemings?
The Flemings.
And Mr. Smith.
The Simpsons. Hello.
Hello, Liz.
Hang on. It's for you.
Oh, who is it?
Sounds like that dirty old man who fancied you on the ferry.
Hello.
Liz, it's your dirty old man.
Oh, hello, Dad. It's Dad.
Dad, hello. Is that you, Dad?
Yes, darling.
But it can't be. You're in England.
Well, I may be in England, but I can still be your dad.
That's great. How are you?
Business first. Is Patrick there?
Oh, no, he isn't. But Nanny is. It's Nanny.
Oh, hello, Mr. Jeffrey.
Hello, Nanny. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Mr. Jeffrey.
How's the surfing coming along?
Well, I haven't been lately. I've got a hole in my water wings.
Well, you'd better not pull your finger out, had you? I've got somebody here who wants to say hello to you. Just a moment. Say hello to Nanny nicely.
Oh, H.G., how lovely to hear from you.
What did he say, Nanny?
I'm not quite sure, Mr. Jeffrey, but give him a great big kiss from me, will you?
If you insist, Nanny. He said thank you.
Daddy, what news?
I'm coming home for a few days. Business mostly, but at least it'll be a break.
He's coming home. Oh, when? Oh, that's marvellous, Dad. When?
Sunday. There's a flight late Friday, so I should be in early Sunday morning.
Sunday? Good heavens, that's extraordinary. Sunday's Father's Day, and he's our father.
Then don't tell him.
About the party? No, of course I won't.
It'll be a double Father's Day surprise. Try and keep them apart till the last moment.
Hello. Are you still there, Sue?
Hello? Oh, sorry, Dad. I was just having a chat to Liz.
I'm on the other side of the world, and you're chatting to Liz in the same room.
Well, you see, it's about Sunday. We want you to be a surprise guest at Uncle Patrick's surprise party.
What surprise party?
Well, it's Shh! His birthday.
Is it?
Yes, so don't come straight here. Ring us from the airport and we'll tell you our plans.
What? Now, look, after 12,000 miles in the air, all I want's a bath.
Well, couldn't you have a swim?
A swim?
Look, you ring us, Dad, and we'll give you a schedule.
Patrick's birthday sounds more important than me coming home.
Of course it isn't. We may even have a surprise for you.
I'll settle for a bath.
Look, Dad, it's fantastic news and we can't wait to see you on Sunday.
Good. Right then.
Oh, Dad?
Yes?
Could you bring over a sack full of Wheatie Pops for Uncle Patrick? Bye.
Wheatie Pops for his birthday.
Now then, Dr. Baker, I want you to be absolutely honest with me. I can take it.
Honest, certainly. I'd say you were just a little run down, Mr. Glover. Have you been overdoing things?
Overdoing things? Good heavens, man, I haven't got the strength to underdo things. Now, look, I don't want any soft soap. We are all of us mortal. The end can come early as well as late.
Mr. Glover, believe me, your end hasn't even started beginning. I'm just making you out a prescription for a tonic.
Oh, I'm sorry to have worried you. It's my imagination, you see. That's one of the curses of being a writer. Still, all's well that ends well, eh?
Oh, excuse me. Hello.
It's a personal call from the Glover girls, Doctor.
Really? What a coincidence. Put them on. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Baker. It's Sue.
Hello, dear.
What do they want?
Has my uncle left yet?
No.
Crikey.
Extraordinary. No, it isn't. They were checking up on my checkup.
Your nieces?
Yep, and Nanny. They know something, Doctor, that you don't know. They know that I am extremely ill.
Why do you say that?
Because they keep telling me how well I look.
Mr. Glover.
All right, all right. I'll believe you. As a medical man, I'll believe you. God knows I want to believe you.
Well, as you said, Mr. Glover, you are an imaginative man, and if you're unused to our climate, then I would think that the heat would make you imagine things even more strongly.
I see. It's all in the mind. Yes, I'll cling to that. Yes.
The tonic should help.
Oh, thank you so much. Imagination. It's funny.
We'll wait just a few minutes and then we'll ring him back, okay? Right. Hello?
Sue.
Oh, Dr. Baker. Has my uncle gone now?
Yes.
Oh, great. Look, I'm sorry about just now. You see, we want you to come to a surprise party we're preparing for him and my father.
Your father?
Yes, he's coming back on Sunday, and Sunday's Father's Day.
Oh, I see. Well, Sue, if I can help in any way... Ah, Mr. Glover.
Goodbye, Sue. My brother Sue?
No.
No?
No, I know lots of Sues, Mr. Glover.
Lots of Sues?
Yes, here a Sue, there a Sue, everywhere a Sue. I even know a man who's a Sue. He's an Indian. Over-imagining again, Mr. Glover.
Over-imagining,
Yes,
yes.
it's the heat.
Yes.
Just keep taking the tablets.
May I also take my tie, please?
What? Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Off you go, then.
Aren't you going to answer that thing?
No.
Why not?
It buzzes on its own.
On its own?
It's got a fault, you know, caused by the heat.
So have I. Hello?
Dr. Baker, Miss Glover says you're cut off.
Over-imagination, was it? Just the heat, is it?
No, Carruthers.
Carruthers?
Yes, Carruthers does sound like Glover.
Huh?
It's Miss Carruthers, a patient of mine, a dear old lady.
Oh, really? Oh, well, you better speak to her, hadn't you? Put her through.
Right, Doctor.
Miss Carruthers, good morning.
Miss Carruthers?
I've studied your condition, and I've got it all off pat.
This is Sue Glover, Dr. Baker.
Yes, I know, Miss Carruthers.
Let me speak to her.
And as it's good news, I think we all deserve a pat on the back.
Doctor, are you all right?
You deserve a pat, and I deserve a pat. In fact, everyone involved deserves a pat on his back. So perhaps you'd pat his back. His back.
Pat! Oh, I see. Uncle Patrick's come back.
Yes.
Let me speak to her. Oh, who's that?
It's Uncle Patrick. Here, you have a go.
This is Miss Carruthers speaking.
You don't sound very old.
I'm young for my years.
I wish I could say the same for myself, Miss Carruthers. I'm so sorry. Yes. Imagination, yes. Yes. Oh, thank you so much. I won't bother to put it on. I might have to take it off again.
What for?
Good morning, Doctor.
Goodbye.
I do wish you hadn't said that.
Well, I hope Uncle Patrick's going to like these bathers.
Well, there's not very much of them, is there, dear?
No, but there's too much of his own pair. Almost knee length and with a belt.
Well, your uncle's very modest.
Oh, well, if he feels too naked in Sue's present, he can always wear my present as well.
Oh, I'll get them wrapped up, dear. I want to call him for lunch. Oh, it's lovely. Your uncle's been so cheerful since that day at the doctor's.
Hey, Dad should be landing soon.
Right. Well, where are his presents?
In there.
Come in.
Are you ready for lunch, Mr. Patrick?
Good heavens, has the morning flown by already, Nanny? Do you know, this chapter is absolutely pouring out of my pen, and all because I wasn't feeling so well the other day.
Chapter 11, Death from Imagination.
Yes, you see, a man nearly hallucinates himself to death because he thinks he hears and sees things which aren't there. Rather like me the other day when you were all shushing.
Yes, well, oh, Mr. Patrick, it is nice to see you so happy again.
Well, I am happy, Nanny, because the weather has turned colder, there's a petrol strike, a rail strike, the newspapers weren't delivered, and there's a budget coming up. It reminds me of home. It does.
Hello?
So, it's Dad.
Oh, Dad, it's Liz.
Geoffrey, it's Patrick.
Patrick, it's Geoffrey.
Uncle, it's Liz.
Geoffrey, my dear fellow. What a surprise. How's your old London?
What? Oh, fine, just fine.
Uncle Patrick, I'll talk to Dad and tell you later, eh?
What nonsense, darling. He's my brother. Geoffrey, what news?
Well, Patrick, I'm fine, just fine.
Well, so is this line. Wonderfully clear.
Oh, fine.
And Mother and Barbara and the girls?
Fine, and fine.
Oh, that's fine.
Uncle Patrick, do you mind if I talk to my father without interruption?
All right, darling. She probably wants to complain about my discipline, Geoffrey. I'll bet she wishes you were here. Well, give my love to dear old London.
Yes, I will when I get back.
Get back?
No, I mean, go out. When I go out and see it.
Well, you won't be able to miss it. It's all around you. See you in 3 months. Do you know, Nanny, you would never believe he was 12,000 miles away.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, of course we want to see you, Dad, but we don't want to spoil the surprise.
Look, the only surprise I want's an icy cold shower.
It It's Uncle's birthday.
I've already gathered that, but I mean, it never was any big deal. I mean, when we were kids, the only thing I ever gave him was a black eye.
Oh, please, Dad. Well, Nanny, go and keep an eye on Uncle Patrick. Look, just have a quick wash and brush up at some hotel, then ring us from there. And we'll have got Uncle Patrick out of the house and you can sneak back.
Some homecoming, sneaking into my own house like a burglar.
Now, lunch.
No.
What?
No. Elizabeth's talking to her father on the telephone.
All right, Nanny, I won't listen.
Tell me more about death from imagination.
Very well. Over lunch.
No, now, this minute at once.
Why?
Because I cannot wait another minute to know what the Zulu chief does when he has the lady missionary at his mercy.
He eats her. Now I'm going to have my lunch.
Let's go the pretty way.
The pretty way?
Through the garden.
Through the garden? Nanny! I have no intention of climbing through a window and doing a conducted tour of the swimming pool to get to the room next door. You're trying to get me all rattled again, aren't you? Well, it won't work a second time, Nanny. Once bitten, twice bloody shy.
Bye, Dad.
Good grief. That phone call must have cost your father a packet.
Let's have lunch, Uncle.
Huh? I think I'll have a drink first, actually. Anything for you two girls?
No thanks, Uncle Patrick.
Nothing for you, Nanny. By the way you've been carrying on, I think you've had a drop. By the by, what are those rather interesting Where are they?
What, Uncle?
Those two parcels.
Parcels?
What parcels?
On the table.
There's nothing on the table, Uncle.
No, look.
I know there's nothing there now, but there was something there then.
When?
Well,
I think you do better without a drink, Mr. Patrick.
on the contrary, Nanny, I'm going to have a very, very large one. And I will thank the three of you not to carry on in the... Oh, dear. Where have they gone?
What, Uncle?
Those two parcels behind the cushion.
What parcels?
I can't see any parcels.
I'm getting out of this madhouse.
Aren't you going to stay for lunch?
No, thank you, Nanny. I shall have lunch in town. And after lunch, I think I shall go and hire an exorcist.
I wouldn't be surprised. After seeing me, he probably went to the nearest meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous.
Where'd he say he was going?
He went out to look for an exorcist.
What?
Oh, Nanny, you look fantastic.
Thank you, dear. I do my best.
And very successfully.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Mr. Jeffrey, his favourite cereal. Mr. Patrick will be pleased.
Well, I'm not so sure, Nanny. I think it's going to take more than a Wheatie Pop to make him smile again.
Oh, wait till he sees his presents.
Look, I still don't understand. I mean, it's only his birthday, not This Is Your Life.
That's him. Well, that's what
what's left of him.
I'll dash upstairs.
Is there a tune to Happy Father's Day?
Father's Day?
Birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
It's not my birthday, it's Patrick's.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Uncle Patrick. Happy birthday to you.
My birthday is in December. Oh, it looks like Dr. Baker.
How are you, Mr. Glover?
Sounds like Dr. Baker. Of course, it isn't Dr. Baker. You're just in my imagination.
Uncle Patrick?
So are you. You're not my brother, you know. Now, I've been seeing this fellow all afternoon, you know, but he isn't really there. No. Why don't you go and sit next to the other chap who isn't here either?
Come along, Patrick.
You see, he doesn't even sound like him. Good heavens, who are you? The ghost of Nanny's grandmother?
Oh, Mr. Patrick.
I used to know your granddaughter. Funny woman.
Happy Father's Day, Uncle.
Oh, the vanishing parcels, they are dear.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
Do you mean to say all this intrigue has been caused all because...
Yes, Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, darling.
Your Father's Day and Uncle Patrick's with us standing in for Anna and Karen.
And there's lots of other people coming.
Dr. Baker's the first.
And then there's the Collins and the Flemings and the Smiths.
I know we're going to have a wonderful evening, Dad.
You too, Uncle Patrick.
Oh, yes, indeed. The girls have worked so hard.
Well done, girls.
Yes, well done, girls. So these are real, then?
And so are we.
Yes. Well, you've had your little secret, and I've had my little secret.
Secret?
Yeah, you didn't realize that I was pretending, did you? All those funny things that happened, the vanishing parcels, the shushing, and the phone calls. Did you really think I was taken in?
Well...
No, I was just going along with you, that's all. I had my little game. Oh, it'd take more than a few little things like that to throw your old uncle off balance.
Good grief. I brought them, Patrick, but then, of course, you'd know that, wouldn't you?